Hey everybody, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today it's going to be Ghosts and Demons for PC. This is a remake of the Wonderswan Japanese-only Ghosts and Goblins game, also known as Makaimura for Wonderswan. And that was a pretty cool Ghosts and Goblins game. Not many people got a chance to play it because the Wonderswan wasn't really released outside Japan. Only the most dedicated, I think, have really tried that version of the game. And it was a pretty solid little version of Ghosts and Goblins. It was a brand new game from the ground up and a welcome entry into the series. And what we have here is a fan-made PC remake by a fellow named Bonus JZ that just does the original game justice so well. It follows it very, very faithfully, but also improves it in pretty much every way, from controls to the action to the graphics and the sound and the overall depth of the game, including various final bosses, second loops, lots of other gameplay nuances and extra gameplay mechanics. It is just an excellent game, and the best thing of all is it is 100% free. So if you have a PC and you love the Ghosts and Goblins series, I highly recommend you go check out this game. Again, it is free. What I've done though is I've actually donated a little bit of money, not much, but you know, if you do at least $6, you can basically support further development of the game, as well as also get an updated version of the game. So as of January 2020, as of doing this video, we're up to the latest version of the game. Now, it does have some bugs mainly in the menu system. Like none of my sound options work correctly. My video options don't really do a whole lot, and at least not from the main menu. And then yeah, it doesn't save your controls or high scores either, so you've got to do that on every playthrough. So I'll talk about those more in just a minute, but overall, the latest paid version does have some nice benefits, like the biggest one being extra graphical details in a lot of the levels. There's more items in the backgrounds, which are nice. So. But yeah, this is also a follow-up to a scripted video I just did a couple weeks ago, basically talking about, it's basically a beginner's guide to Ghosts and Demons. Scripted video, nice and structured, talking about all the different moves and stuff like that you can do in the game, and weapon balances and things like that. Basically getting new players up to speed with the game. And this is going to be an extension of that, where I try to do a full playthrough of the game. Hopefully we can get through the game. It's very hard, and I'm still very inconsistent at the game, but I have beaten this many times already and gotten to the ultimate challenge, which is the second loop. You can qualify multiple times as well. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can show off some good stuff here, not die too many times, and have a nice smooth run as I talk about the game. So the first tip, as an extension of my previous scripted video, is when the game always starts off in windowed mode, as you can see. And so to get past this, you want to hold down Alt and then hit Enter on your keyboard. That's the typical command to go full screen for, say, old MS-DOS applications and even some modern Windows applications. And then from here, you can hit Enter on your keyboard and then go to your options menu. And I'm going to actually be using an arcade stick on this playthrough, my Hori RAP5 for Xbox One and Xbox 360. You do have a gesture. I don't really ever use that. You've got a dodge button, you've got attack, you've got jump, and you've got a HUD and scanline button. You've got start, and then you've got timer. You can have an on-screen timer if you want. And one of the bugs in this version of the game is once you set your keyboard, no, once you set your joystick or controller controls, joypad controls, you lose control of your keyboard completely except for Alt-Enter. So in order to quit the game, you have to use your joystick to do that, or hold Alt-Enter on the title screen, make it windowed, then use your mouse and then close it out that way. I know it's confusing. Hopefully these are fixed in later updates. They are definitely big nuisances right now as of the latest update. But that's it. So we're going to go ahead and go to our start game, new game, and we're going to play on the normal difficulty level. So this game does have 3 difficulties. Easy gets you extra checkpoints in the game, and you also get more continues. I highly recommend you play easy when you first play this game. The base difficulty, aside from that, is basically the same between easy and normal. Basically the same amount of enemies. Health pools on bosses seem to be about the same. But normal, you don't get those checkpoints. King mode is basically like normal mode, at least on the first loop, except you get no continues, and so you got to go through the whole thing without continuing, which is tough. But the ultimate challenge on King mode, I think, is even harder than it is on normal mode. I think enemies have even larger health pools and whatnot, and it's a very challenging run. The game's a challenging run regardless of the difficulty you play it on. You can play it on easy and it's still a hard game. It's just not an easy game by any means, even though it's got an easy difficulty setting. So just like in Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and even Ghosts and Goblins, you know, with the pot drops. Oh my god, that is a great drop. You can uncover treasure chests, and yeah, you can uncover treasure chests. They can give you a whole bunch of things. You've also got hidden chests in each level. This is one of them. To access the hidden chests, what you need to do is basically just sit in front of a specific object for a specific period of time. Now, there is a second loop in this game, like I mentioned, and in order to qualify that, you have to uncover at least 40 chests. So even though I have the best weapon in the game, actually currently available to me at the moment, I still want to open up all the chests I can to try to qualify the ultimate challenge. So we've got gold armor here, and gold armor is just fantastic. So not only can you shoot extra projectiles at a time, you'll notice that I'm shooting multiple crosses back to back. Normally I can only throw one of those at a time. You've also got some extra benefits, like you can pogo, you can use a sword swipe, and whatnot. Just lots of great stuff with the gold armor here. You can also do a uppercut, which will see me do a couple times over the playthrough, hopefully more than a couple times. It's a really good, useful move. So I'm going to go ahead and collect as many points as I can as well. And we're going to go ahead and just try to kill this armor really quick. Go ahead and uppercut him like that. To do the uppercut, you have to press up and dodge. So you definitely want to get used to using that dodge button. And there we go. There's my chest. There's some more points. So green chests are uncovered as well just by jumping or walking in specific directions. And they always give you gold... Sorry. They always give you armor. And if you've already got gold armor, they'll give you some points. The 10,000 point icon. So knowing where the green chests are is very important for survival. And thanks to having gold armor and the cross, I can just pummel this guy like crazy. And the cross also destroys projectiles. Most projectiles, not all, but most. And it's just a fantastic weapon. So you get another weapon after the cross, but it has to be qualified later on in the game. It's called the Holy Flame. And to get the Holy Flame, you have to have at least 300,000 points for it to start appearing. And even then, it still just appears randomly. It's not a super common drop. But if you can get that, it's an amazing weapon that I highly recommend you switch to if you find it. Alright, so on to stage 2. There's going to be a chest here right in the very beginning of the game. Assuming the game wants to load. Sometimes the game takes a little while to load. So that is the discus. The discus is actually a pretty solid weapon as well. It does not destroy projectiles, but it is a pretty powerful weapon. It's about the same reach as the cross itself. And we're not going to be switching weapons at all because I've got the best weapon in the game. And so if you ever play this game and you're wondering, should I keep this weapon or not? If it's the cross, you want to keep it. It's as simple as that. Alright, so we're going to try to move back over here because the armor has a tendency of flying off the screen. And there goes my gold armor, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Let's see what this is right here. Just a torch. Don't really want the torch. You want to keep the cross. Always keep the cross if you can. The benefits outweigh its negatives, so yes, it doesn't go all the way across the screen. But again, it destroys projectiles and goes through solid objects and can cut through multiple enemies with one shot. So it's just an insanely useful item in the game. Let's go ahead and backflip right here to reveal that chest. And again, another discus. The game... that was close. I almost got that by accident, by backflipping the wrong way. So the game has a tendency of giving you the same items back to back quite frequently. Be it money bags or be it, the discus twice in one level. It just has a tendency of doing that. This is where the cross is really useful, by the way. It's just very, very handy. So there's going to be a guy down here. We want to just let him walk to the left if we can. And I'm going to come over here. There's a green chest right here. And again, green chests always give you armor. So that's a guaranteed armor upgrade. There's another hidden extra life here. Now, there are other ways to spawn armor guaranteed. It requires you to uncover 4 red chests and not open any of them. Then you want to open up a 5th one. And by doing that, you'll guarantee an armor spawn. So that's the shield. We definitely don't want that. There's a trick you can do here. You can hop off of bats by doing this thing called the ground stomp. You press down and jump in the air to do that. And it's a very, very useful ability. Also does some damage, which is nice, and it also resets your double jump. So you're going to see me doing that quite a bit over the course of the game. I'm just going to go ahead and skip these guys. As long as you're in the exit doorway, it'll just take you to the exit and take you to the next screen. So, alright, gonna be tricky to do this guy without armor, but sometimes he could be pretty nice, so we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna do a bunch of 1-2s back to back like that. 1-2, 1-2. Now these boulders can go fast across the screen like that, or they can bounce up nice and slow. The slow one I think is a little bit easier to deal with. There's less pressure involved. But what you have to really do is watch out for those turrets on the top of the tower. You can actually destroy those turrets with either an axe or the bow and arrows. The same bow and arrows that are from Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Those are also in the Wonderswan game. And, but that's pretty rare for that to happen. So mostly you're going to have to avoid his projectiles manually. He always shoots one projectile out farther towards the end of the screen and then one closer. Now where they actually land is altered every time he shoots. So there's a little bit of, you know, there's a little bit of consistency between the enemies and bosses in this game, but they're always adjusted slightly to throw you off. And that's where the Ghosts and Goblins series in general has always excelled in its difficulty is, you know, giving you, you know, through repeated plays, you can learn where the enemies are well enough, but you'll still have to always play on your tiptoes and on your feet in order to survive. I'm going to go ahead and kill that bat, and let's go ahead and open this chest right here. There's going to be another one that, should be another one that falls from the top. We've really got to watch out for the turtles on this level. They can really be a pain. Now you can see some rocks falling before they drop, so you want to pay attention to those rocks. And I'm just going to take my time here if I can. He's going to drop down like so. Let's see if he comes back out. Yep. Thankfully, we've got the cross, so this part is a lot easier than it normally is. Because, yeah. The cross just destroys those projectiles. The little turtles actually shoot out projectiles and whatnot. There's a chest right there, and we are definitely not going to switch. Now, the cross does destroy most projectiles, but it doesn't destroy these rocks right here. So you've got to watch out for that. So now, there is the ground stomp as well, and you can only do that with armor. But even if you don't have armor, if you time it right, you can actually hop off enemies. It's fairly strict timing. You got to be pretty good with it if you want to do it without taking a hit. But it is really good to know, especially on this level with like the turtles. And that's gold armor, so I absolutely want that. That was a lucky drop. There's going to be another turtle dropping right there. The pogo is just so useful, especially for these turtles. I'm going to actually just wait and just kill this guy because I want that money bag. It's 1,000 points. Yeah, 1,000 points isn't a lot of points in the game, but it adds up over the course of the playthrough. You know, so one of the requirements for the Holy Flame, as well as the Ultimate Challenge, is points. So if I'm doing well and I'm playing slow, I might as well just grab everything I can because it all really adds up over the course of the game. Alright, this is going to be a mini-boss right here. I'm going to try to just pogo on him, see how this works. Look at that. Very, very strong. And I backflipped. Oof. Boom, just like that. So, a big thing that's really important about the backflip is you do have invincibility frames on it at the very start of it, and that's why I survived there without losing my armor. And there's another hidden extra life right here, so we just stand in that for a few seconds. And try to kill this guy quickly. One other nice feature about water levels is that you can actually just keep jumping, like so. So when I was first playing, I was treating it like I was normal, like, you know, on land. Except it doesn't work like that. So another example of some controlled randomness here is normally there's a third bat. Third bat did not appear, so, you know, just enough to throw you off a little bit. So you can try to stand on this edge with the cross. So what I'm going to do is actually jump over like this and kill him that way. And then I want to kill this one first. There is a chest here, but I want to kill this guy before making that chest appear. We're going to jump over here like so, make that chest appear. Not collect it, obviously. So again, the benefits of gold armor versus silver is that you can throw more projectiles at once. You get the pogo, then you get the stab, and then you get the uppercut. So for instance, there's the uppercut. Wow, look at how powerful that is compared to just using the cross by itself. It's insanely powerful. See, look at that. I killed the other guy in one hit. There we go. And we're going to just wait for this guy to come back up and hopefully just pogo him. Yep, just like so. The pogo is so powerful in this. It's just ridiculously powerful. I'm going to play it safe here because I really want to keep my gold armor for this boss fight. And one of the tougher bosses in the game. Again, just pogo, just like that. Collect those little point icons. There are going to be some bats to the right here. Just like so. And free bonus points is 10,000. It's a lot of points. Let's go ahead and take it. So I'm going to try to just play it safe in this first form and just use my my cross over and over. Because he doesn't take that many hits. But this second one here, I think what I'm going to try to do is just... And I messed up. I always mistime that, man. Oh, and I knew that was going to happen. We're going to have to do that whole level over again, unfortunately. So, that was sad. I got there with gold armor. We were in really good shape, and I played risky. What I should have done is just played safe and just used my cross. But it's really stylish being able to use your, you know, your pogo on one of those forms. We're again just going to take this relatively slow. And we're going to go ahead and just collect all the points that we can again. Just like so. And basically just do exactly what we did on the first time, except without gold armor. So we collect the chest, get whatever points that we can. And this mini-boss is going to be a little bit more difficult, because while I have the ground stomp with silver armor, it's not anywhere near as useful as the pogo in terms of being an offensive attack. You kind of just want to use it as a shortcut or a means to do some damage while also resetting your double jump. I don't recommend doing it just randomly out of the blue. Now, if you can time a little head stomp, like not the ground pound, but just like doing the head stomp, bouncing off an enemy, that actually does a lot of damage. And so if you can do that and you're feeling risky, then, you know, go for it. But I wouldn't recommend the ground stomp. And there's that third bat I was talking about. Sometimes it appears, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it comes down first, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't come down first that time. Alright, more points, might as well get them. I like it when he comes over to the edge, but sometimes he doesn't do that, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and again, kill this guy the same way as before. That was annoying. Took a hit, unfortunately, and I died, unfortunately, because I wasn't paying attention. One of my problems I've been having lately is not multitasking very well in these games, which means, like, there was a bat on the right-hand side of the screen. I was laser focused on that bat, and by being laser focused on that bat, I didn't see the other bat coming in from the other side. And there's some free gold armor again. The game seems to want me to beat the game. Don't know why. But that's Ghosts and Demons for you. It could be just a very nasty, inconsistent playthrough. Especially if you're not focusing. Being laser focused on all the things is very important, not just one of the things. And yeah, one of the keys to playing well in this game is just having a good idea of what's happening on screen at all times. Alright, so we're gonna try the pogo thing here again, just like so. Boom, just like that. Alright. Try to kill that guy again. Don't want the shield. The shield is a good crutch weapon for brand new players. But once you learn how to use the cross, there's really no going back. Alright, axe. Definitely don't want that. Alright, let's try this again. So the key to this level I found is just really taking things slow. If you don't take things slow and you go quickly, it's very challenging to get through consistently. he went. Yeah, he just appeared right beneath me, as he often does. So yeah, the trick with those hands is just attacking them, and if they're on the ground, on the lower ground, sometimes they'll just appear right where you are. This guy never does. He's just on like a tiny little nub of land. So he actually can't go off that. But if it's a big stretch like one of the earlier ones I dealt with, then yeah, they'll just appear right underneath you. So you have to watch out for that. Alright, let's try this again. There's going to be a green chest there. Once more. 10,000 free points, which is nice. And again, we're just going to do the cross strategy here. Very, very fast. And so for this guy, I definitely like to be on the other side at the very least. Just like that. Otherwise, they pin you. You have to fight both of them at the same time. Now this pattern is actually one of my least favorites of all the bosses in the game, because you really have no idea where he's gonna jump up from. It seems like he goes left to right, but it can still be very iffy. And I knew that was going to happen. Let's hope we can get this back on track, because this is actually going downhill really, really fast. And this is one of the big issues with the game. It's giving me gold armor again. This is very, very unusual for it to give me gold armor like this. But yeah, the gameplay is definitely going downhill. And it's not like I'm really playing that bad, to be honest with you. It's not like I'm playing really all that bad. It's just, you know, you can get some really bad patterns in this game, which makes it very tricky to deal with. There we go. Got it again. Don't really need the points now. I've gotten so many extra points, I don't think it really matters that much. But we're at 240,000 right now. Which means we only need 60,000 more points. Oh, there's a warlock or a magician, whatever you want to call them. Magicians can turn you into various creatures, just like in Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And Ghosts and Goblins, actually, that's been a feature right from the very beginning of the game. I remember in the original Ghosts and Goblins, you can turn into like a frog, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, avoid them. You want to kill them the second you see them, if you see them. There we go. Don't want the shield. But yeah, like I was saying, I actually meant to follow up on that. The shield is actually a really good crutch weapon when you first start playing the game. Very good crutch weapon, because it goes all the way across the screen, and it'll also destroy projectiles just like the cross does. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't cut through enemies, but you can at least throw more than one projectile at a time. But it is weaker as well, so it means, yeah, it's got some nice benefits, but it also takes you longer to kill bosses and whatnot, so the bosses actually end up being more difficult with the shield than they might otherwise be. In some cases, depends on how many projectiles they throw. We're at 270,000 points. Oh, are you serious? See, that's the risk you take when you try to pogo. Yeah, again, not a fan of this. Good, got him. What was that, third time? Or is it fourth time? I don't remember. Alright, playthrough's looking back up. Yeah, so this level I'm actually the most inconsistent at. But I started to go to it because I find that it's easier on the first loop than the fire stage is. I think I'd rather go to the fire stage on the second loop. At least I feel more comfortable in doing the fire stage in the second loop. I might have to actually switch it around. The fire stage boss in particular can be tricky on the second loop, but so can, you know, that boss too. I don't know. I'll have to try it sometime. Alright, so we're back in business, so we'll go ahead and just try to explain the rest of this level. But yeah, nice little, you know, easy stretch here for the most part. There is going to be one of these plants up here, and then these burrito ghosts like to appear up there. But there's also a chest that I don't want. I mean, I want to open it, but I don't want to collect what's in it unless it's something really good. Another chest right there. Money bag, so I will take that. The one extra life on this level is actually up here. It's right out in the open. So, that's another key to survival in this game and qualifying your ultimate challenge. It's making sure... Kick him in the face just like that. It's making sure you get all your extra lives. So I can also use enemies here as, you know, means of basically shortcutting my way through the rest of the level. Unfortunately, these bird spawns can be a little annoying. I'm just gonna backflip up there. There was actually a chest in that top left platform, but it's really tricky to get without messing up, so I always skip it. There's also another chest right here, just like so. And there's a green armor. Not green. I keep saying green armor. There's a green chest here, which gives me armor. And since I had silver armor, it turned into gold armor. And lots of nice little shortcuts here in this section. There's also going to be a chest right here, which I do want. Don't really need its contents, but since it's points, I will take it. And speaking of points, we're over 300,000 points now, so the Holy Flame could pretty much drop at any time. I don't believe there's any other requirement outside of it, you just needing points, and that's it. Now this is a good section for using the pogo, because again, you can pogo off enemies just like so. And that was a really risky pogo, actually. I shouldn't have done that. But I wasn't too worried because there was a green chest right there, so I would have gotten my armor back. But if you get gold armor in this game, dude, it makes life so much easier. Alright, he's gonna dash forward just like so. And sometimes he goes up into the air and does a 45-degree angle dive bomb. It's really hard to avoid. And when he does his shield, it means he's almost dead. So when you see that shield come up, you know that you're doing really well in the boss fight. And he was actually playing really nice there, but part of the reason he was playing nice is that he didn't really have much time to do anything. I was pummeling him with attacks. Alright, on to stage 5. This level shouldn't be that bad. We'll go ahead and let this play out. But yeah, stage 4, stage 5, and stage 6, they have no checkpoints on any difficulty mode. So if you die at a boss, you gotta go all the way back to the very beginning of the stage. So that's where these are more challenging. Both stage 2 and stage 3 have boss checkpoints. Not boss checkpoints. Stage 2 and stage 3 fire level has boss checkpoints. Stage 3 water level has a checkpoint about a third of the way through the stage. Alright, so there's going to be a chest here right at the very beginning, but you got to watch out for this turret that shoots out. And so for this water part, I like to just constantly jump like this, but I run the risk of getting hit by those projectiles that still follow me for some reason. So not a good start, but as long as I don't die, there is a green chest towards the end of the level, which will give me my armor back. And there are plenty of chests in between as well. But I can't use the guaranteed armor drop trick on this first loop, where you don't open 4 red chests and then you open up the 5th one to guarantee armor. I can't do that because I need to... Ooh, nice. There's the goddess. Because I need to qualify, you know, the ultimate challenge. So the goddess gives you invincibility, and it's a long time. So I just milk it, just like so. So I just got through a really hard part, basically for free. Thank you, goddess. So yeah, that's the goddess from the other Ghosts and Goblins games in Ghouls and Ghosts. And she throws out a little fairy. You have to collect the fairy to turn invisible. Not invisible, but invincible. Now the thing about the goddess is that you can actually kill her by accident. The thing about goddesses appearing is that you can confuse them for magicians or warlocks, which, you know, can stink. So yeah, you'll see the goddess, you'll think that she's a warlock, you'll kill her, and you'll lose free invincibility. The invincibility is actually a really good little free power-up because you can just skip through whole sections. Wow, this is actually very nice. So I got silver armor, which means I can actually get my gold armor here with this green chest, which appears right there. There's also a hidden one up on the far right skulls, the skull patch. Gotta watch out for these imps. Imps should always be prioritized if you see them. Oh, I didn't think he was gonna go that low. So normally what you would do is jump over him, but one trick I haven't really explained yet is if you mash the jump button at just the right time after taking a hit, you'll actually get extra invincibility time. Arthur will actually do a little shout, and then backflip just like that. Arthur will do a shout and you'll get extra invincibility time. You've got to be dead soon. There we go. I was gonna say, I hit you a lot. You should have been dead a while ago. Alright, so we're gonna sit right here for an extra life. If you're trying to play for survival and qualify the ultimate challenge in particular, you need the extra lives. You really have to get them. So we're basically up to almost 400,000 points. No Holy Flame yet. We'll hope that it appears on this next level. Alright, so this is the toughest level in the game by far. You've got these silver statues that like to appear. Sometimes when you get close to them, their eyes will glow and then they pop out. Now you can destroy them. Let's see if we can get one of them to pop out. There we go. Alright, so he's dead. So now I don't have to worry about that one. But there is a chest right there. No Holy Flame yet. There's going to be a second chest here in just a moment. What I like to do with those silver statues is actually just run on the bottom floor and then just try to jump over like that. If you jump at the right arc, you shouldn't have any problems just jumping over it, even if it pops out. And there's a chest right there. No Holy Flame. And a little trick right here, you want to sit on the edge and destroy this chest. There's an armor that sits right past him. And if you walk just a tiny bit towards the chest, the armor spawns early. And then you gotta deal with the chest and the armor. You can also backflip up here. Nice little shortcut, but the timing can be a little strict on a couple of those platforms. Alright, still no Holy Flame. Alright, so there's a little bit of manipulation you can do here, which some of my friends told me about. Is you basically attack that guy, and then backflip up to that platform, just like so. And he'll basically just stay in the same spot as you attack him. Kind of stunned in place. I have to be careful here. There's a chest right up here as well, but I'm not going to go for it. It's kind of hard to do without messing up. I'd rather survive, because there is going to be some green armor. I keep saying green armor. A green chest. Take a shot every time I say green armor when I'm not supposed to. But yeah, as long as I get past this mini-boss here, then I'm okay. And he's not really that hard on this first loop. As long as you avoid those rocks that fall down. Now the rocks can actually land on his head and bounce off and still hit you, which could be a little goofy. Alright, so there's a green chest right here, and then there's also another free extra life. So we want to sit in between these two columns here. Just right here. Just like so. And then we want to fall down here. I like to do a ground stomp to get down here a little bit faster. Watch out for enemies behind you, though. They always like to come into the boss arena. Alright, so this is Tiamat. It's a two-form boss, or a two-phase boss. And the sword swipe is the best thing you can wish for. Because you can get some free hits with it. The great thing about the cross is that it goes right through the sword. Other projectiles do not. You can also duck underneath it. Now it's going to change into a second form. I'm going to try to run across, just like so. It's three-headed dragons. Two of them shoot fireballs. Others shoot. The other one shoots basically a flamethrower. Now the cross can actually destroy the flame, but not the fireballs. So you got to watch out for when the fireballs land. Now I'm not getting close to the boss because I don't want to have to deal with their fireballs up close. You're better off being a little bit farther away to deal with the fireballs. And that, I would have been fine if I jumped backwards. I wasn't thinking. I didn't realize how much room I had on the right-hand side. But that was a really bad pattern because they shot two fireballs at the same time and then they dashed at me. Which is a move they don't do that often, but they can do it. Now, unfortunately, I had to do this whole level over again. And as you saw, it was not the easiest thing. And I still haven't gotten a Holy Flame. The Holy Flame will definitely make it easier. But unfortunately, I have not gotten it yet. Let's hope it appears. If it appears, then I have a really good chance of qualifying the ultimate challenge. So we're going to basically do exactly what we did before. There are some good speedrun strats here, but I don't really play that way yet. Running the game fast, running through the game quickly is actually really good for qualifying your points threshold for the ultimate challenge. Because you get speed bonuses, which are worth, if you have gold armor, they're worth 50,000 points. Which is a ton of points in this game. It's a very high amount. And that was really stupid on my part. I tried actually backflipping, but it didn't work. I wanted to get that point icon. You can also jump over this chest, but you have to watch out because they can actually jump up into you as well. See, that was bad. I couldn't do the manipulation because I had enemies on the left-hand side of me. But for the armors, you're better off sitting along the ground. They like to have a tendency of just dropping to the ground when you're not jumping. They're kind of like, well, I give up. You know, let me just come to the ground and, you know, fight you face to face. But I just got really bad randomness there. So there's nothing I could really do about that, unfortunately. Now, you can try to rush up to the boss fight, but the problem is the armors and the enemies will follow you pretty much across the entire level if you let them. Still no Holy Flame. Now, the Holy Flame can actually drop in pots as well. So you want to watch out for that. No Holy Flame yet. No Holy Flame. Again, don't want to trigger the armor early. Let's try to backflip up just like so. That's a shield, it's not a Holy Flame. It does block projectiles though, but so does the cross. Good. That's good. Alright, still no Holy Flame. That was almost a mistake. But I want those points. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, guys. You're just trolling me now. Trolling me pretty hard. Alright, let's go for the chest this time. No Holy Flame. Alright, so these pigs, one always drops to the right, another drops to the left, and then another drops in the middle, just like so. Oh, I'm getting terrible rock drops. They fell to the left twice in a row. I mean, that's the randomness for you. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Still no Holy Flame. Green armor. And I got the one up already, so let's go ahead and just pound our way down south. Now you don't want to jump when the boss first appears, because then you can just get hit by the sword swipe. For that ground one, you just want to jump over it. It's nothing too crazy. Why did I do that? Okay, good. Have a lot of room to work with here. There we go, there's one, there's another. Alright, just this last one. Oh, very nice. Okay, we got it. Alright, so now we're on to the final boss. Now, there is a second final boss if you manage to qualify the second loop and beat the second loop. But that's just insanely difficult. I'm really surprised the Holy Flame hasn't appeared, and we're almost at 500,000 points. So let's hope we can do this. This last boss is actually a very difficult boss. Everyone that I know that's played this game took quite a long time at this boss. It's basically that big demon statue up there. Let's try this. So there's actually one hidden chest right here, just like so, and it's a torch. That's not the Holy Flame. Now the great thing about the Holy Flame is that you have gold armor, you can actually charge up and do two separate charge attacks. Just like you can in Ghouls and Ghosts or Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Unfortunately, you have to have gold armor for those, and you have to have the Holy Flame. So what I do here is I basically just walk from left to right, and I attack the guy's foot. If you don't see his second foot in the air, it means he's going to stomp down with it. So there are two phases of this. The second phase is a little more difficult. This first one's pretty easy. Just walk left to right or right to left. And the big difference with this one is an imp appears, and then he'll also bounce it around fairly frequently, so it can be pretty tricky to deal with. I've gotten caught off guard by that imp so many times, it's embarrassing. So it's just one tiny little enemy, but it can make all the difference in the fight. Alright, good stuff. Alright, so he's gonna fall down in the middle. That was lucky, using the invincibility frames on my backflip. And again, just like so. And again, I didn't really need to. Oh, I should have used my backflip. I would have been fine there. And again. Really, you want to just try to sit in the middle as he comes down. But it's a little hard to judge. And these you just want to jump over. I got cocky there. I was like, okay, I can just keep double jumping. No, not with that pattern. So when he does that 45-degree angle fire pattern, a lot of times he'll do it in groups of 4 or more, where he goes 1, 2, 1, 2, then maybe 1, 2 again, and he can switch sides as he does it. Still no Holy Flame. This is very disappointing. The boss is a lot easier with the Holy Flame. You also want to make sure you don't sit in the middle, because that hand that comes up can actually hurt you. So you can actually lose your armor right away. But even if we do this, we might not qualify the ultimate challenge, because we only have 5 lives now. But we do have a lot of points. So we'll see what happens here. Assuming we can actually beat this guy. So I've gotten fairly consistent with this boss, but still not consistent enough. And I think that's how it is for a lot of players. This game is just brutal. And there's nothing I can do about that. I backflipped through the second one, which was good. But there wasn't anything else I could do, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. Alright, it's go time again. Let's see what happens. And that was my fault for double jumping again. I died the exact same way I did last time. So what I should have done is really just sat there and just did... You know, if I was gonna jump, just jump one and shoot one at a time. Not do double jumps. God, still no Holy Flame. This game really doesn't want to give it to me right now. I really would love to show off that weapon, though, in this playthrough. It would be great. Alright, just do it again. So one nice thing I haven't actually mentioned yet is some Ghosts and Goblins games require you to stand up and turn when you're ducking. This game does not. All you have to do is just turn the stick in the direction that you want to turn when you're ducking. Nice little feature, actually. So whenever he does his fire, he doesn't actually bring his hands down when he falls back. So that's actually kind of a nice little pattern. When you see it, it's kind of a relief, actually. Alright, more fire. That's rough. He can do up to 4 fireballs, I believe. I don't think I've seen 5, but... He's almost there. I know it. Yep, got him. Very nice. You didn't even get to see his panic phase, where he basically brings both hands together, creates this big ball of fire, and then shoots projectiles in all directions. Okay, we actually qualified the ultimate challenge, so it says, congratulations, this story is not over. Clear rank A+, undefeated. So that's good. I've gotten S+ before, just once, which is a really, really good run. But A+ is great, so I will take that. So what happens now is we get to see the credits and whatnot, but then we get thrown right into the ultimate challenge. You get 0 lives to start, so knowing where your hidden 1-ups is extremely important. And chances are we're just going to bomb out on this first level, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, the run was definitely going downhill at multiple points, but we were able to bring it back, which was good. So, if I didn't get as many points as I did leading up to that last level, I don't think we would have qualified the ultimate challenge. Alright. So it actually doesn't do the credits. It actually does the credits if you don't qualify the ultimate challenge. Alright, so let's do this. And it turns out it was all a dream.
No, not now. Let's be quick about this then.
Alright, so we've got the cross to start, although I'd rather have the Holy Flame. But we do have the cross, which is nice. Let's do this. Or try to do this. This might not last very long, but at least we got to it. So the ultimate challenge is basically the game's loop 2. And again, you have to qualify it. And that's a good first drop. So we're going to go ahead and get this extra life. Just like so. So we at least have 1 life in the bank right now. And I'm going to take things really slow here because I don't get to the ultimate challenge very often. And, you know, I've done streams, dedicated streams, where it's all I try to do. Ooh, there it is. Got it. So here's the Holy Flame. And as you kill enemies, your meter in the top right will rise. Wow, how did that... Okay. So I can't demonstrate it, unfortunately, but the meter in the top right will rise with gold armor. And once it fills up, you can either do a level 1 or level 2 charge attack. The level 1 attack is the standard lightning from Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghouls and Ghosts. The level 2 attack is... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The level 2 attack is dragons. Fire dragons, which is very, very useful. Definitely don't want that shield. We've got the best weapon in the game now. So notice that this has, you know, some of the perks of the cross, where it'll destroy projectiles. But you can also throw 3 projectiles at once. So this is a nice little trick you can do. Shout out to Solid Nate, who actually told me about this. Is you can use the damage output on the fire to hurt the armor here. So that's how I'm going to destroy that armor. But yeah, you'll notice that there are more enemies too, and I'm not really playing to that. I'm not completely familiar with where all the new enemy placements are. So, like, I got hit by that plant, unfortunately. So, and you'll notice that all the bosses are palette swapped now, and they'll be much more aggressive, and they have larger health pools as well. And I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. That was close. Very nice, very nice. Good, so we get our armor back, we go into stage 2. Hopefully we can at least make it to stage 3, that would be awesome. And there we go. If we got the key at the right time, it says nice catch. Actually, you get perfect catches if you grab it at the right time. I think if you just grab it in the air at any time, you get a nice catch. Alright, on to stage 2. Alright, just backflip here. And so, what, you know, I don't really need the chests now. So that's chest number 1. See if we can try to make another chest appear. Or armor appear. That's chest number 2. Let's try to watch out for these guys. That's chest number 3. So speaking of new enemies, here we go. We got one of these big guys again. On level 2 in the very beginning. Normally he's only at the very end. So that's an example of, you know, them adding more enemies. So there's number 4. There's gonna be another one of these guys behind us now. I have played level 2 in the Ultimate Challenge enough to sort of know what's coming up. Anything past this is very iffy for me. And this is where ground stomping off enemies to get yourself up higher is actually really useful. Because this guy up top is kind of a pain to deal with. Ugh. But that's okay, I've got a trick up my sleeve now. This is chest number 5. Boom, guaranteed armor. See? And now we can get this green chest to give ourselves gold armor. Just like that. And now we're back in business. Alright, I'm gonna sit in front of this for the extra life. Hopefully we can get our, you know, our ability charged up. That would be great to show off as well. Now that extra life up there is actually kind of tough to get there. You notice there's an armor now. Let's go ahead and uncover this chest. That's a cross. Good weapon, but I don't really want it. But you gotta watch out for that fire now. That's brand new. Extra life. So now if I press down and dodge, do my attack. So I lost my gold armor, but I got to show off the charge at least. So there's that. Alright, now we have plants on the road here. And that was bad. So if you double jump without armor, Arthur is basically just completely vulnerable. Even if you try to jump off an enemy's head after that, using the trick I explained early on in the playthrough, it doesn't work. At least I haven't been able to get it to work. So my problem there was double jumping and landing right on top of the bats. If I didn't double jump, I would have actually been able to just hop off the bat's head. Or hop off the bat. So... Oh, now he's getting aggressive. Look at that. So I've only gotten here probably 3 times now. So my familiarity with like the extra boss patterns and whatnot on the Ultimate Challenge is, yeah. See, I got a class bonus, and I don't even know how I got it. And he lifts the Holy Flame. That's cool. I've never seen that before. Yeah, I don't know how to get the class bonus. I'm going to have to look into that and refer to some of my other friends that play this game. Because that's a good bonus. But you'll notice that the sign on the left-hand side is busted now. So we actually have to go to the right path, which is the fire level. So this is going to be tricky. I don't know where all the new enemies are now. So we'll see how we can do here. Alright, so there's going to be a chest there on the left. And there's going to be one coming up here in just a moment. There's going to be one right here. I'm going to kill that guy. So that's chest number 2. Watch out for these skeleton carts. They only take a couple of hits, but they can catch you off guard if you're not careful. There's going to be an armor right here, just like so. And normally there's not fire on this section, but now on the second loop there is. And also those big guys, big burly guys that shot fire earlier, they're not normally on this section either, on loop 1. See, not only do I have to deal with fire now, but I also deal with imps on top of this guy. It's just, the Ultimate Challenge is so difficult. Very, very challenging. The last time I got to the fire level, this is actually where I got a game over, believe it or not. Very difficult section. taking my time. There's another chest right there. I think that's 4. No, that might actually be... I don't know, I need to get rid of this guy. Yeah, that chest right there was number 4. So there's a chest on this level I'm missing. But it's okay. We at least got to this part. Tons of spiders. We need to fall down here. That was very, very lucky. I don't even care about the chests now. What I care about is qualifying my green chest. I'm gonna come over here and just drop straight down. Kill these things from a distance. And just keep playing it safe like this. And there's another guy down here shooting fire. I want to wait for him. Jump over like this. Hope a spider doesn't appear on me. Boom, green armor. Not green armor, green chest. Take a shot. Okay. I'll sort of skip our way down by using the ground pound. Just like so. Oops. I have to be really careful now. And what we can also do is come down here for our 1-up. This is only the second time I've made it to this on the fire level, so... There we go. So there's actually going to be, if I remember correctly, there's going to be an armor on this section. Normally there's not. It's just an empty boss arena with some fire bats, and that's it. There is, however, going to be a chest up here, but I don't really want to mess around with that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! And I think I'm going to have to deal with the armor in the fight itself. Yeah, I do. You gotta be kidding me. This is ridiculous. Oh, man. Good, got him. Alright, so what you want to do is take out this guy's hands. And the hands like to shoot up just like that. Now those big fireballs that he shoots out, you can't really do much about those. You have to actually avoid them completely. I'm just gonna sit back from a distance now on this guy. And hope that these bats don't troll me. Ah, it's so close. So when he shoots out 3 fireballs like that, even on the second loop, he's pretty much almost dead. So we were so close. So close. Just a couple more hits would have done it. But dealing with this armor is the absolute worst part, I think, of this boss fight. Again, normally the armor is not here. It's only on the second loop, the ultimate challenge. There we go. Let's try this again. And we absolutely want to get back. Alright, one hand down. Whoa, that bat appeared right on top of me. Just sort of tapering my shots. That way I can free up a shot for a bat if I need it. See, like this. I knew that was gonna happen, man. There's not much of a gap now to get through those fireballs. So there's, you know, there wasn't much I could do there. I actually would have been fine if I didn't jump up top like that. So that was definitely a personal problem. These fire guys are, they're not nice. Alright, that's not what I want. Definitely not what I want. A goddess would have been nice. Give me some invincibility in this first part. Got him. Got him. Whew. That was so intense, man. You've got still got to watch out for these bats, though. So I'm just gonna stay there.
Please, wait for me. My princess.
So intense. Yeah, beating the ultimate challenge is definitely on my list of things to do, but as you can see, it's not the easiest thing out there. It is, it's far from it. Let's just keep going. And what I'm going to try to do is manipulate the gold armor again. So there's chest number 1. And just try to run past these guys as much as I can. There we go. Alright, so 1 chest. 2 chests. Alright, so we gotta watch out for these now. Which are very difficult to deal with. It's 3 chests. Extra life is still here. The extra life chests, I don't believe, count into your chest count. So again, that's chest number 3. Don't want it. So you notice that when these guys dive at you and you hit them, they actually kind of just, they sort of get stunned. They just stop dead in their tracks. So that's one of the ideas to destroying them effectively. Letting them dive at you, then smacking them in the face. But again, easier said than done. Yeah, gotta watch out for those birds too. They crap on you. It's chest number 4. And if I can do this, there's gonna be a chest here with armor. I wanna take my time. Yep, armor, guaranteed. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know, when you first play this game, you're like, manipulating chests, that seems like a lot of work. And it really is on the first playthrough. But the more you play this game, the more you get used to it. The more you realize you just have to stay alive and be disciplined. And obviously easier said than done on the ultimate challenge. See, like that.
I am not yet beaten.
Come on, man. But it's just, you really need to know how to do it on this this loop. For obvious reasons, as you can probably tell. Alright, should be able to get this, at least. For our silver armor again. Just gonna play it safe. Remember, chests can sometimes be nice to you and just give you, you know, give you goodies. Like on our first loop, I got gold armor at least 3 times, I think. Boom. Do a ground stomp on him, just like that. And then backflip up here. If we can do this, we can get ourselves gold armor. Very lucky. Okay, so now we got these spikes on the boss itself. The spikes can actually destroy the boss, or hurt the boss. Alright. Yep, that's the dive bomb attack I was talking about earlier. It's very, very difficult to avoid that. Although if I had caught that at just the right moment, turned around, and then backflipped, I would have actually been able to dodge through it, I believe. So that's one. We're gonna basically try to do the same thing that we did last time. Which again, easier said than done.
I am not yet beaten.
That was pretty bad. That was my fault. See, that's what I get for rushing through. That's the other thing about this game, is that yes, you can speedrun through it, but that takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice and a lot of knowledge of the game. If you're not a speedrunner with that knowledge, you need to take your time. If you plan on getting through this loop. I mean, that goes for the first loop as well. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, see, they're not too bad if you can get them to just dive right into you. There we go. It's really nice that you can just walk right through chests in this game, too. Alright, that's chest number 3. Crap, I didn't want to do that just like that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was my fault for jumping forward. But maybe we can make it work like we did last time. But that means I have to get this chest up here. Which is not something I really like doing, but we got it. And I'm probably dead. Yep. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, this is our last chance. I mean, this is where the ultimate challenge gets really stressful, because guess what? You get no continues on the ultimate challenge, I think, regardless of the mode that you play on. So the ultimate challenge really is just that. It is the ultimate challenge. So it's definitely not a mode that's meant to be taken lightly. Alright, this isn't looking good. Now, what some players do that I've seen is they just open up all the chests, even on the ultimate challenge, hoping to get, you know, like a lucky drop or something like that. But I found that it's better to actually do the manipulation to just guarantee a drop. Guarantee an armor drop. Almost. Probably one or two more hits here. There we go. Yeah, so this part right here is actually probably one of the harder parts in the game, to be honest with you. The platforming is very unconventional, which is very tricky to deal with, and you can oftentimes just end up falling all the way back down. But there's that spike pit down below, which is tough to deal with, so... And what a way to end the game. I got crapped on for the game over. Yeah, so those birds can poop on you, and you gotta watch out for it. I didn't watch out for it. I had a feeling it was gonna happen. I was like, nah, yes, nah, yes, nah, and yes, it did. And that's it. So that is Ghosts and Demons, guys. 1.2 million, which isn't bad. And we got to the ultimate challenge. Made it halfway through the ultimate challenge, which is good, even by my standards. I've still got a lot of work to do in this game. But, man, I was actually feeling really good about that boss fight. I'm actually kind of sad we didn't get it. 'Cause it would have been really cool to get to stage 5, because that would have been the first time that's happened. So... But there you go, guys. Ghosts and Demons on PC. Again, hope you have a good understanding of what the game's like. Hopefully you enjoyed that playthrough of Loop 1. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, as usual, post them down in the comments section below. Also, if you missed it, check out my beginner's guide to Ghosts and Demons, the scripted video I posted a couple weeks ago. Should have a card for that, as well as a link in the description. And yeah, if you're a fan of Ghosts and Goblins, I highly recommend checking out this game. I know I've gloated about it multiple times on my streams recently, but it really is a fantastic game. As you can see, it's just very difficult, but very fun, very satisfying once you get good at it. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Man, I haven't recorded a Let's Play in like a month and a half. How do I do this again? If you like the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. I've got a lot of Let's Plays here and plenty more to come. For everyone already subbed, thanks for your continued support. And I guess until the next one, take it easy.